Hello. Thank you for joining us this morning for the Great Lakes Great Books 2025-26 award announcement. We are the co-chairs of this award. My name is Jessie Schertz. I am the director of the Ishpeming Carnegie Public Library in Michigan's UP in Ishpeming. I've been on the committee for about 15 years, and this is my 5th year as chair or co-chair.
My name is Heather Lander. I am the children's librarian here at the Ishpeming Carnegie Public Library. This is my 12th year on the committee and my 3rd year as co-chair. We also have a great group of committee members that help us with this, and we'd like to thank them for all of their time spent reading, vetting, suggesting, and discussing all of these phenomenal books for kids.
The Great Lakes Great Books Award was established in 1987 by the Michigan Reading Association. The frequency and categories in which the award is given have fluctuated since its inception, becoming an annual award in the 1995-96 school year and solidifying into the current 5 categories in 2004-2005. The purpose of this award is to celebrate recent literature with Michigan students with literary merit and kid appeal, and that present multiple points of view, while highlighting the election process and the selection of the winners. The committee is made up of Michigan teachers and librarians who read broadly across children's books published in the current year and 1 year previous to create our list of nominees. Outside recommendations from the public and publishers are also considered. We love recommendations from Michigan residents. 8 nominees are chosen for each of the following 5 categories: kindergarten 1st grade, 2nd to 3rd grade, 4th to 5th grade, 6th through 8th grade, and 9th through 12th grade, for a total of 40 nominees each year. Michigan students vote on their favorite books in each category. Winners are determined by the number of votes each title receives. The book with the most votes is our winner, and so on in descending order with up to 2 honor books. Winners of the current year and nominees for the next year are announced at the Michigan Reading Association's annual conference held in March. The committee maintains a web presence at www.michiganreading.org/great-lakes-great-books, as seen on the screen, and on social media. We are at Mich GLG Books on Facebook and at Great Lakes Great Books on Instagram. Now, on to our announcement. First, we'll reveal the winners voted by Michigan students. Then we'll move on to the new batch of nominees that kids can begin voting on immediately following the announcement. We'll first announce our honor books and then the winner for each category.
So for our kindergarten through 1st grade section, Buffalo Fluffalo by Bess Kalb, illustrated by Aaron Cron, published by Random House Press. Zuni Tales, Keep It Up, Plucky Pup by Vikram Madan, and published by Margaret Ferguson Press. And our winner, We Are Definitely Human by X Fong, published by Tundra Books.
And now for our 2nd and 3rd grade category, our honor books are Haiku Ew! Celebrating the Disgusting Side of Nature by Lynn Brunel, illustrated by Julia Patton and published by Millbrook Press. And Little Shrew by Akiko Miyakoshi, published by Kids Can Press. Our winner in this category is Detective Sweet Pea, The Case of the Golden Bone by Sarah Varin, published by First Second.
In our 4th through 5th category, our honor books are Dear Dad, Growing Up with a Parent in Prison and How We Stayed Connected by J.J. Patton and Kiera Valdez, illustrated by Markia Janae and published by Graphics. And Polar, Wildlife at the Ends of the Earth by L.E. Carmichael, illustrated by Byron Eggenschweiler and published by Kids Can Press. And our winner, Summer Vamp by Violet Chan Karim, published by Random House Graphic.
In our 6th through 8th grade category, our honor books are The Mystery of Locked Rooms by Lindsay Curry, published by Sourcebooks Young Readers, and Weirdo by Tony Weaver Jr., illustrated by Jess and Sen Weebibo, published by First Second. And our winner in this category is Swing by Audrey Meeker, published by Feivel and Friends.
And finally, in our 9th through 12th category, our honor books are This Book Won't Burn by Samira Ahmed, published by Little Brown Books, and The Girl Who Sang, a Holocaust memoir of hope and survival by Estelle Nadel, with Sammy Savos and Bethany Strout, illustrated by Sammy Savos and published by Roaring Brook Press. And our winner is Brownstone by Samuel Tier, illustrated by Mar Julia and published by Versify.
Congratulations to the winners and honors in each category. And of course, to the authors and illustrators of these wonderful books. Thank you to all of the Michigan teachers and librarians that helped introduce these books to their students and library patrons and encourage them to vote. And of course, thank you to all of Michigan children who shared their favorites in voting. Now we'll move on to the announcement of this year's nominees. So each year, our committee reads hundreds of books. And we add the best to our shared reading list, and then we meet annually to select the 40 nominees. We include fiction and nonfiction, graphic novels, and include multiple points of view in each group, striving for high reader interest. Here are the 2026-27 nominees. Oops. First, we will kick it off with our kindergarten first grade category. Toad by Toad by Josh R. Owan, published by Tundra Books. Tow truck driver Toad, who's always on the move to help others, whether it's a flat tire or engine trouble, learns everyone needs help sometimes, even him, when his tow truck breaks down. The Fire-Breathing Duckling by Frank Camuso, published by Toon Books. An adopted, fire-breathing, and scaly duckling tries to find out who he really is. The Bakery Dragon by Devin L. Kurtz, published by Alfred A. Knopf. Ember, a small dragon with an unimpressive roar, fears he will never be as good at stealing gold as other dragons, but he soon discovers a different path to joy after a chance encounter with a baker. I'm Sorry You Got Mad by Kyle Lukoff, illustrated by Julie Kwan, published by Dial Books for Young Readers. After he hurts his friend Zoe's feelings, Jack discovers there's more to an apology than just saying I'm sorry, in this engaging exploration of how an apology goes deeper than just words. Home in a Lunchbox by Cherry Moe, published by Penguin Workshop. Moving from Hong Kong to America, June, who only knows a few words of English, finds her new school foreign and frightening. But when she opens her lunchbox to find her favorite meals, she realizes home isn't so far away after all. Earl and Worm, The Bad Idea and Other Stories by Greg Pizzoli, published by Alfred A. Knopf. Earl, a cheerful bird who loves playing saxophone, and Worm, a quiet bookworm, overcome their differences with lemonade, creativity, and sharing their stories, becoming the best of friends. Don't Trust Fish by Neil Sharpson, illustrated by Dan Santat, published by Dial Books for Young Readers. A supposed nature guide humorously warns readers why they should never trust fish, exploring their mysterious and villainous nature. And Ballet Brown by Belen Woodard, illustrated by Fannie Liam, published by Scholastic Inc. Belen Woodard adores ballet and always looks forward to reaching new heights. Though, as she moves through dance, she begins to notice that pink leotards, pink shoes, and pink or white tights, often referred to as ballet pink, are synonymous with ballet. But what about brown tights and shoes? When her dance studio doesn't act, Belen takes matters into her own hands and creates a way for all of us to see the many beautiful colors of dance, and she names it Ballet Brown.
And now for our 2nd to 3rd grade category, these are our nominees. Cactus Queen, Minerva Hoyt establishes Joshua Tree National Park by Lori Alexander, illustrated by Jen Ely, published by Kelkins Creek. Recounts the true story of how Minerva Hamilton Hoyt, an artist, activist, and environmentalist, saved what came to be known as Joshua Tree National Park in California and saved hundreds of thousands of plants and animals along with it. Forests by Nell Cross Beckerman, illustrated by Kaylin Chalk, published by Orchard Books. an enchanting exploration of one of Earth's most familiar ecosystems, forests. So much to see, to smell, to hear, to taste, to feel. From kelp forests on the ocean floor to the wonders of the Amazon, readers are guided through these tree-filled ecosystems. Steve, A Rare Egg by Kelly Collier, published by Kids Can Press. Steve makes an intriguing discovery while munching leftover party cake. The red thingamabob is oval-shaped and smooth and must be an egg, so he'd better take care of it until he finds its parents. Up, Periscope, How Engineer Ray Montague Revolutionized Shipbuilding by Jennifer Swanson, illustrated by Veronica Miller Jameson, published by Little Brown Books for Young Readers. After being assigned an impossible task by the U.S. Navy, Ray Montague designs a groundbreaking program that revolutionizes the way ships and submarines are built, setting her on a path to becoming the Navy's first female program manager of ships. Cabinhead and Treehead by Scott Campbell, published by Tundra Books. Whether drawing or hiding or just saying hello or bye-bye, Cabinhead and Treehead are irresistible buddies who have fun together, support one another's ideas, and help one another overcome challenges. These are lighthearted tales of two pals who think differently and entirely embrace it, set in a landscape of equally unforgettable characters such as Automobile Head, Volcano Head, and Trash Can Head. Barnaby Unboxed by the Fan Brothers, published by Tundra Books. When an even more perfect pet arrives on the scene, half mouse, half elephant Barnaby no longer feels appreciated, and running away is swept up on a wild journey through the bustling city where he discovers the true meaning of home. The One About the Blackbird by Melanie Florence, illustrated by Matt James, published by Tundra Books. A young boy learns to play guitar from his grandfather, and The One About the Blackbird is their favorite song. Years later, the boy visits his grandfather, and while his grandfather doesn't recognize him now grown up, he does still remember how to hold a guitar. A beautiful full circle moment ensues when the boy plays his grandfather their favorite song. Braided Roots by Pasha Westbrook, illustrated by Madeline Goodnight, published by Orchard Books. As a little girl's father lovingly braids her hair, he shares with his daughter the strength and resilience of their ancestors, freed men who walked the Trail of Tears from Mississippi to Oklahoma.
And now for our 4th to 5th grade category nominees. Pocket Bear by Catherine Applegate, illustrated by Charles Santoso, published by Philo and Friends. Meet Pocket, created as a good luck charm for soldiers going into battle, whose bravery and loyalty lives on long after the war. Now, over a century later, Pocket serves as unofficial mayor of Second Chance's home for the tossed and treasured, where stuffed toy animals are refurbished and given a fresh opportunity to be loved. He and his best feline friend Zephyrina, known far and wide as the cat burglar, have seen it all and then some. Viewfinder by Christine D.U. Chung and Salwa Majoka, published by Tundra Books. Arriving on an Earth devoid of people, a young space traveler discovers a viewfinder that reveals how the planet used to be. In this wordless, adventure-filled graphic novel about resilience and the extraordinary place we call home. Buffalo Dreamer by Violet Duncan, published by Nancy Paulson Books. While spending the summer in Alberta, Canada, on the reservation where her mom's family lives, Summer takes part in the town's rally when she learns about Native Americans' harrowing experiences at residential schools to acknowledge the painful past and speak of her hopes for the future. And Then Boom by Lisa Phipps, published by Nancy Paulson Books. Just like the superheroes he idolizes, Joe has to deal with lots of sudden, scary changes, like his mom leaving or having to live in a car with his beloved grandmom. But in this honest, page-turning story in poetry, Joe faces the scariest change yet. Is It Real? The Loch Ness Monster by Candace Fleming, published by Scholastic Focus. Readers are invited to use their investigative tools and learn about how real-life detectives and scientists conduct investigations by using the scientific method and other tools in a story exploring the mystery surrounding the existence of the Loch Ness Monster. Bubblegum Shoes, The Case of the Contraband Closet by Goldie Moldavsky, published by Random House Books for Young Readers. When a stockpile of confiscated classroom items go missing, self-appointed 7th grade PI Maya is on the case. Spooky Lakes, 25 Strange and Mysterious Lakes That Dot Our Planet by Geo Rutherford, published by Harry N. Abrams. With eerie and eye-popping watercolor illustrations, this nonfiction book takes readers under the surface of 25 strange and mysterious lakes around the world, where they'll learn about the science of hydrology, as well as why understanding the natural world is crucial to protecting it. And The Experiment by Rebecca Stead, published by Feiwel and Friends. Although he appears to be a typical 6th grader, Nathan learned at an early age that his family is from another planet. Now their time on Earth may be coming to an end. Nathan, his parents, and 9 other families are part of an experiment that suddenly seems to be going wrong. Some of the experimenters, including Nathan's first crush, Izzy, are disappearing without a word. After his family is called back to the mothership, Nathan begins to question everything he's been taught to believe about who he is and why he's on Earth.
Now for our 6th through 8th grade category. It's All or Nothing Valet by Andrea Beatriz Arango, published by Random House Children's Books. Being a top fencer is pretty much Valet's entire identity. When chronic pain following an accident limits her abilities, Valet's left frustrated and uncertain about how to compete, especially against new teammate Mirka. The Curse of Eelgrass Bog by Mary Averling, published by Razorbill. Dark secrets and unnatural magic abound when a 12-year-old girl ventures into a bog full of monsters to break a mysterious curse. Max and the House of Spies, A Tale of World War II by Adam Gidwitz, published by Dutton Children's Books. To find his way back home to his family in Germany during World War II, Max Bretzfeld, with a kobold named Berg on one shoulder and a Dybbuk named Stein on the other, sets out to do the impossible, become a British spy. Popcorn by Rob Harrell, published by Dial Books for Young Readers. 7th grader Andrew worries a lot on a good day, and today, a school picture day packed with small mishaps and big fears is not a good day. Sprinkled with Andrew's doodle-style anxiety files comics, this relatable slice of middle school life has both humor and heart. The Trouble with Heroes by Kate Messner, published by Bloomsbury Children's Books. One summer, 46 mountain peaks, a second chance to make things right. Caught on camera vandalizing a cemetery, Finn's in big trouble for kicking down some dead old lady's headstone. But it turns out that grave belongs to a legendary local mountain climber, and her daughter makes Finn an unusual offer. Climb all 46 Adirondack high peaks with her dead mother's dog, and they can call it even. How to Talk to Your Succulent by Zoe Persico, published by Tundra Books. After the loss of her mother, Adara struggles to communicate with her father about her grief. When a sympathetic ear arises in an unlikely place, Adara can finally find her words, but can she find the time to listen? Wish I Was a Baller by Amar Shah, illustrated by Rashad Duquette, with color by John Novak, published by Graphics. This graphic memoir chronicles Amar's real-life experiences as a 14-year-old sports journalist, covering the golden era of the NBA, when he befriended Shaq and hung out with Michael Jordan and the Bulls, all while surviving the high school caste system, dealing with crushes and friendships being tainted by jealousy. Tuck Everlasting, the graphic novel by Kay Woodman Maynard, published by Farrar, Straus, and Giroux Books for Young Readers. In this timeless story about immortality, friendship, and growing up, young Winnie Foster learns of a hidden spring in a nearby wood and meets the Tuck family, whose members reveal their astonishing discovery of the spring's life-changing power. Now Winnie must decide what to do with her newfound knowledge, and the Tucks must decide what to do with her. But it's not just the curious girl who is interested in their remarkable tale. A suspicious stranger is also searching for the Tucks, and he will stop at nothing until he finds them and uncovers their secret.
And finally, for our 9th through 12th grade category, Beasts by Ingvild Björklund, translated by Rosie Hedger, published by M. Querido. The world has been overrun by hitherto unknown beasts. Society has collapsed. The power is gone. Cars are abandoned across the highways, and anyone left is hiding from the terrifying creatures and one another. 13-year-old Abdi and his 5-year-old sister Alva are on the run, their last hope to escape through the forest and to the sea. As they recall the strange events that led to the beast's arrival and how the two of them got to where they are, they must ask themselves who they can trust and what they will do to survive. Sisters in the Wind by Angeline Bully, published by Henry Holt & Company. Ever since Lucy Smith's father died 5 years ago, home has been more of an idea than a place. 5 years in the foster system has taught her to be cautious and smart, but she wants to believe Mr. Jameson and his friend not friend, a tall and fierce-looking woman who say they want to look after her. They also tell Lucy the truth her father hid from her. She is Ojibwe. She has had a sister and more siblings, a grandmother who'd look after her, and a home where she would be loved. But Lucy is being followed. The past has destroyed any chance at safety she had. Will the secrets she's hiding swallow her whole and take away any hope for the future she's always dreamed of? Under the Same Stars by Libba Bray, published by Farrar Straus Giroux Books for young readers. It was said that if you write to the bridegroom's oak, the love of your life will answer back. Now the tree is giving up its secrets at last. 3 timelines converge to unveil the mysterious disappearance of 2 girls during World War II. Plain Jane and the Mermaid by Vera Brosgol, published by First Second. With marriage as her only path to keeping her home, orphaned Jane is determined to rescue her maybe fiancé after he's kidnapped by a fearsome mermaid, even if it means a dangerous, magical journey under the sea. His Face is the Sun by Michelle Jabez Kapora, published by Sourcebooks Fire. 4 strangers connected by a forgotten oracle must work together to save their divided kingdom from destruction amidst the brewing conflict and struggle for the pharaoh's throne. Death in the Jungle, Murder, Betrayal, and the Lost Dream of Jonestown by Candace Fleming, published by Anne Schwartz Books. A chronicle of one of American history's most notorious cults, a book including first-person accounts follows Jim Jones from humble origins to Jonestown in Guyana, South America, and traces his transformation of People's Temple into a nefarious experiment in mind control. Where Wolves Don't Die by Anton Troyer, published by Alfred A. Levine. After a terrible fight with bully Matt Schroeder, Ezra becomes the prime suspect when Matt's house burns down and is sent away to run trap lines with his grandfather in a remote part of Canada while the investigation is ongoing, but the Schroeders are looking for him. And Song of a Blackbird by Maria von Lieshout, published by First Second. In the present day, teenage Anique is desperate to find a bone marrow donor that could save the life of her grandmother, Johanna. She turns to her family history and discovers a photograph taken by Emma Bergsma. Decades earlier, Emma is a young art student about to be drawn into what will become the biggest bank heist in European history, swapping 50 million guilders worth of forged banknotes for real ones, right under the noses of the Nazis. Emma's life, and the lives of thousands, including a young woman named Johanna, hangs in the balance.
Voting begins now. Michigan students need only have read at least one nominee in an age category to submit their vote. There are 2 ways to submit votes: an individual student ballot when one person is submitting their vote, or an educator ballot for an adult who works with children to submit votes for a group, like a classroom, a school district, a public library book club, etc. Both are available at the Michigan Reading Association's website. Voting for these nominees will end on January 9th, 2027, and the winners will be announced at the same year in mid-March. So next March, we'll announce those winners. If you read a book that meets the award guidelines, please nominate it to our committee. The nomination form is available on MRA's website, as are the award guidelines. Also available on MRA's website are teacher resources for anyone who is promoting the award. There are posters featuring all 40 nominees created by committee member Amanda Pierce, bookmarks for each age category created by committee member Nicole Johnson, paper ballots, lists of past winners, and posters for each category with QR codes to make voting easier. If there is a resource you don't see that would help you promote the award, please let us know and we will add it if possible. To suggest a resource, nominate a title, inquire about joining the committee, or if you have any other questions or suggestions, please reach out to us at greatlakesgreatbooks@gmail.com. Thank you for joining us today, and happy reading this year, and congratulations to all of our winners and honors.
Thank you.